the bell icon on the YouTube app to never miss a video from SnG Comedy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Big Question with SnG. Joining us today is
Aisha.
Yay!
Yes. Sapan.
Hi guys, I'm so Gujarati. Check me out.
Check out the Gujarati B right here.
Oh my god, guys.
No, obviously you all know him as one of the most popular comedians on the circuit right now. Member of VIC Comedy, Sapan Verma.
Oh, I thought this was Saurabh Pant again to cock block.
Yeah, Saurabh Pant, yeah.
So Sapan's joining us for today's episode, and today's episode is going to be about our favorite cartoons growing up.
Oh my god.
So many
Fuck.
to talk
I
about.
think Sapan came.
I was like, Flintstones.
Okay, so quickly before we start, favorite cartoon growing up off the top of your head?
Batman the animated series.
Batman the animated series.
Mowgli.
Oh, SWAT Kats.
SWAT Kats.
Yes.
Tom and Jerry, man.
Tom and Jerry. For me, it was Dexter's Lab.
Which-
Why do you like Batman animated series so much?
It was just great storytelling. Well, like it captured the Batman that everybody wants.
7 साल की उम्र में तू
वही तो-
storytelling देख रहा
He's
था.
too advanced for this
I
shit.
was hoping someone slips and falls on a banana.
There's a reason I'm a writer.
Dude, SWAT Kats, Mahabilla Nagar.
that
Bade
was
mein aao,
great.
chote mein
Bade
aao.
mein aao, chote mein.
Exactly.
But it's the one thing I can still go back and watch and enjoy the same way. Today.
So your favorite cartoon as an adult?
As an adult and as
But that's important, right? Those cartoons that really hold
Yeah.
even today. That's why it's your favorite, because it holds even today.
It does. And
No, but so Tom and Jerry, classic. So
Old
yeah,
one.
Tom and Jerry.
everybody, no matter what country,
Yeah.
where you're from, if
know-
you don't like Tom and Jerry, you don't have
No
a
language
heart.
barrier, dude. That's the best
exactly.
thing.
And
That's
that's
what-
that's why
best thing.
that's why it was my favorite, because a lot of times, like when I was a kid, I didn't, language was you don't understand American language. They speak a very different language, and I'm fascinated by silence and the humor that you can get out of silence. And so that Tom and Jerry and the hierarchies they played, right? So you have the mouse, then you have the cat, and you have the dog, right? And so what they did so many interesting things. And there was episodes where there was a cousin.
Jerry's cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who would sing, right?
Yeah.
And so I was.
He was a Mexican.
So it fascinated me, and but the funniest thing for me was when someone got hit on the head. That made me laugh. I don't know why.
But
it made me laugh.
the language,
So awesome.
And then as a kid, when you would get hurt, even though
You
it
would
pained you,
yeah.
you hoped it would grow like
into
that.
that thing,
Someone
yeah.
can just point it and put it down.
but the language thing is damn important, dude.
Yeah.
Because everybody, like, you're enjoying it, your mate is enjoying it while doing pocha on the side. It's like,
For sure. But there's another character in that who's obviously the lady who owns the house, the
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
lady. You could only see below her knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never saw her face, you only heard her voice. And
Yeah.
she would say this one really funny thing. Thomas!
Thomas!
Out! O-W-T out.
Yeah.
It wasn't even, the spelling was incorrect.
And again, it goes back to like Charlie Chaplin. We in India, we are obsessed with Charlie Chaplin even today, right?
Yeah.
Our Hitler is basically Charlie Chaplin with a mustache. so silence is something like what he said. Like we have 500 languages in this country. How many languages? I think we haven't on YouTube, for example, we haven't seen a silent Indian channel yet. I think it will happen and it will be a big success.
Did you guys have that thing where you grew up first with the cartoons in English and
And
then
then it
one
became
day,
Hindi.
No.
Yeah, one day it became like
mine was reverse. I grew up like, I saw it in Hindi first. Yeah. That's what SWAT Kats like, Mahabilla Nagar, bade mein aao, chote mein aao.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Dude, the worst part was, I remember, like I used to watch Mask as a kid. Okay,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I saw it change to Hindi. One
Sachin
day-
Sabnis.
Sachin Sabnis, man. How can you change Stanley Ipkiss to a middle class Maharashtrian dude?
And
Score pade.
it was so poorly done. I remember when he goes freeze in Hindi, Bharat Punjab. It was like
what? And somebody stopped me, became Rok Sako to Rok Lo. Smoking became Jhakas.
Anil
Anil Kapoor.
Your favorite cartoon is also somewhat my favorite cartoon also growing up.
SWAT Kats, right?
SWAT
Yeah.
Cats, because I would come home from school at 4 o'clock.
4:30.
And I would be 4:30 would be SWAT
4:30
Cats.
was the SWAT Kats.
It was the
Hey,
best.
Okay, which cat did you want to
Yes.
be? The one who drove or the one who
Razor.
fired?
Razor.
Razor was the cooler one,
Razor.
but I used to like T-Bone.
Bade mein aao, chote mein aao, guys.
Bade mein aao.
Bade mein aao. Bade mein aao.
I just thought of something that's not a cartoon, but as a part of my childhood, when I'm older than you guys, was Giant Robot. Alright.
Yeah, we also saw it.
Have you guys heard of this?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Japanese show back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Alright. Only people who are 35 plus, 34 plus will remember this. It was a robot that was called upon when things were dire.
And it was giant.
It was giant.
Oh yeah.
And it was
That makes
it was incredible because the whole thing was done in these small pieces that built, and the Japanese are genius because they were doing some really crazy stuff back then.
Yeah.
And this I'm talking about early 80s, late 80s, right?
Yeah.
And
Basically, Transformers done well.
it was Transformers done. It was Transformers done. It was done on a shoestring budget, and it looked real. It was not a cartoon.
Yeah.
It was this weird animation.
Claymation.
Not claymation. It was puppetry. They
Yeah.
use a toy and they would put strings on the toy and make him fly.
I remember.
These things
But that's
bring it to
the
life.
best thing about the Japanese, right? Because also I remember what they started doing is that they would adapt a lot of the Japanese anime cartoons and dub it in English.
Like
Yeah.
event
Right?
anime cartoon.
No, because there was this one show, I don't know if you guys remember, it was called Ninku.
Yes.
No, I don't
With the big eyes.
Wow, man.
What
It probably the best Japanese anime I have seen. Okay, so I'll talk about my favorite cartoon.
Dude,
now. I want to talk about Dexter's Lab.
Oh,
Sorry.
Dexter's Lab, yeah.
Dexter's Lab. Firstly, great opening sequence.
Oh, yeah.
I
Always.
still remember.
Always.
You all remember the song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dexter's laboratory, where Didi blows his experiments to
Funnily,
smithereens.
I remember the Hindi.
I know
version
the
more.
song, but I wanted to hear Varun
Dexter
sing
की
it.
laboratory में.
He had like a
Childhood is
Dexter. You notice that he had a German Austrian accent.
Yes.
For no reason. He had a German Austrian accent.
Russian.
He had the most gigantic lab. But every time there was an explosion, if
a
you see the
tiny
exterior of the
house.
house, you just see the side of the house like,
Yeah.
aa gayi yahan se. And also, sorry, before I forget, and I've spoken to so many people about this, and a lot of people remember one episode of Dexter, Omelette du fromage.
Yes.
Does everybody
Oh my God,
not
yes.
remember?
Omelette du fromage.
It's an episode, who haven't seen, it's an episode where Dexter has a French exam the next day. And he's so busy with his experiments that he didn't get time to study.
Yeah.
So he takes a Walkman, he puts a Learn French CD there, he listens to it
Goes
because
to
you
sleep.
learn the best in your
Goes to
sleep.
sleep.
He sleeps and the thing conks off. So
He
the
gets
first
stuck,
question is,
yeah.
what do you call cheese omelette in French? Omelette du fromage. Omelette du, and it gets stuck.
Yeah.
So it's just omelette du fromage. So next morning he wakes up and he goes down for breakfast with Dexter. Dexter's mom like, good morning Dexter, omelette du fromage. Oh, I'll make you a cheese omelette. So everything in the day, the next day that follows, has some connection to omelette du
Omelette du
fromage.
fromage.
He's
I
in school,
remember
he's
this.
getting beaten up by bullies. He's like, omelette du fromage, and they run away. And then girls come to him, ooh, French is the language of love. Suddenly he has 2 girlfriends. In the evening, he's on a quiz show. And now the next question for $1 million is, what do you call cheese omelette in French? And Dexter presses omelette du fromage. Also, fun fact, Seth MacFarlane worked on Dexter's Lab.
Yes.
Apparently, he also worked on Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
Johnny
actually he did.
Bravo.
Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny
Bravo.
Bravo
That
was
was
a
a
great.
great
And by the way, Simpsons you mentioned. We didn't talk about Simpsons. So it's still running.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Still
Still
running.
running.
30 years. I mean,
But we didn't get Simpsons that much as a.
Like, used to
We
come
were
to
watching
Star World.
shitty stuff like I was watching Pingu.
Yes.
I don't know Pingu.
Have that game on it.
Like Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I watched every episode.
I watched it for that one, that secretary in that red dress.
Oh, yeah.
Whose face they never
yes.
showed, but she
Never
was
showed.
fucking hot.
Hot.
Like everybody knew this, right?
Okay, honestly, tell me, man, did you ever fall in love with a cartoon character?
yes,
as a
yes,
kid?
yes.
Yes.
I fell in love.
Sure.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica
Who killed
Rabbit.
Roger
Ah,
Rabbit? Yes.
Jessica Rabbit.
Who did you fall in love with? Which animated character?
The chick from Team Rocket
Team Rocket.
in Pokemon. In Pokemon.
Never got into Pokemon.
You know?
Other. Who did you fall?
There was this girl at the cartoon called Ninja Robots.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Robots.
Yes.
That's also a Japanese anime.
Japanese cartoon.
You know who else was hot? April O'Neil from Teenage
Teenage
Mutant Ninja
And
Turtles.
if you guys
Ninja
remember
Turtles.
Johnny Quest, y'all remember Johnny Quest?
fuck, one of the
And
Is
the
best.
that Race Bannon's daughter, Jessie Bannon?
Yes.
Wow.
Johnny Quest was one of the best cartoons that time. Like
It was
animation
Matrix
stuff.
before
It was
Matrix.
before
Yes.
Matrix.
By the way, this animation today, Pixar, okay, like things like that, movies like that, where it's also like, you know, there was one interesting analysis I was saying about Disney movies versus Pixar. Okay, where Disney movies are targeted to children, but it's all about love stories, right? Which children don't connect with. Pixar movies are not exactly targeted
Life
only
lessons.
to children. Yeah, but
Life
there's
lessons,
stuff
like-
that people
Yeah.
need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, right? Like the fact that there's a lot, like when I go and see Finding Dory, the theater is filled with adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's filled with us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's like 3 kids.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Hey, chup na baat na.
Yeah. Children
ये
now,
movie
picture
तू क्यों आया यहाँ पे? Just like-
exactly.
You know, today animation movies, the writing, because
Yeah.
see, there's no deadline.
Correct.
They take their time. You know, a Shrek takes 4-5 years to make. I saw a movie called Megamind with Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
It's a great movie. It's a
Yeah.
great movie.
Yeah.
Getting back to cartoons. So you know, actually, I want to go back to Dexter's Laboratory because that show was one of my favorites too. There was this episode. My favorite episode was one where Didi, where he invents a remote control that changes you from animal to animal. All right. And Didi and there's a really
Fight.
epic scene.
They both
fight,
become
alright?
turtles.
And they are and they yeah. So and what it was so beautifully done because
Yeah.
every animal had a different way to push the button.
Button.
So sometimes there'll be a bird, an elephant, a hippo,
Yeah.
and when they got turtles, they both are like.
Oh, wait.
But it was well thought out, dude. That's just
Very
really
well
well
thought
thought out.
That's what I want to ask you guys. Ki, as comedians, has that influenced your comedic sensibilities.
You know
The
what
cartoons
it
that you
told
watch.
it showed me. It showed me that
Yeah.
no matter how small or big it is or who you're writing for, it
Yeah.
should be the height of your intelligence.
Huh.
Whether you're writing for a 60-year-old or 60-year-old, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of the cartoons I think that we watched growing up on Cartoon Network, they didn't dumb it down.
Correct. Ever.
You know,
It was just
I mean,
like
you
fun.
had your bits of slipping and falling and all of that shit, which is needed, but there also was a larger overarching
Yeah.
storyline that sort of worked. Like,
Like-
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, Courage!
great
Oh, dude,
series.
what a
Great series.
scene!
Even
What
Courage
a
had this one
series.
episode where this alien chicken.
Yeah.
Evil chicken.
Shit, I remember this shit.
Wow,
shit.
I actually genuinely got scared of that
Yeah.
fucking.
It was
I
damn
got
man,
scared of
bro.
the toe episode where the whole man turns into a toe, that pink toe, and he gets
I
an
don't know,
infection, and Eustace,
Eustace Bear.
yeah, he gets turned
Muriel.
into, and the whole thing turns into one toe, and the toe is talking. So and all of them are like 50s gangsters. He's
But
that
so
show.
you had Courage, who was this dog, and you had Scooby Doo on the other side,
Wow.
which was the other one.
Scooby-Doo was great.
Scooby Doo was great because every villain, like, it would be haunted, horror, remove the mask, hit some guy.
Yeah.
every ending was this.
It's almost
Arey,
always, it's almost like Abbas Mastan made it.
exactly. Scooby Doo was the Abbas Mastan of that
Mastan.
time.
You know what I like about Scooby-Doo? I watched it as a kid, and then as a 25-year-old, I realized, oh shit, they were stoned.
Stoners.
I
Shaggy,
was stoned all
Shaggy
time.
has to
Oh,
be
dude.
the biggest stoner on this planet.
Exactly.
I never realized
No,
it.
Scooby
but
snacks.
that brings
Yeah.
me to subliminal messaging.
is it?
Subliminal messaging, right? Like you have Scooby snacks, which is basically a metaphor for
Munchies.
Yeah.
Munchies. And a lot of Disney cartoons also have certain like. There's a video on YouTube. You guys should check it out. If you
Phallic-
just type
phallic objects.
Yeah,
In-
phallic
in
objects.
Lion King, like the Simba.
First time I cried.
Lion King falls down, okay, and Simba falls down, and there's a cloud of dust that goes up into the air, and it
Nips.
spells sex.
Oh.
If you freeze the frame.
Oh.
You know that's an influence from where? Not to go off topic, but Dali. Salvador Dali.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Is it?
So because Dali used to do that, he used to have. If you look at his paintings, he actually has messages in the sky.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Because
Dali.
Scooby Doo had that Scooby snacks.
Yeah.
There was another cartoon. I forgot which cartoon it was. Which had that gummy berry juice. I don't know if you remember. Gummy bears. Gummy berry juice.
Or like Popeye.
Popeye.
Popeye. Spinach.
Okay. Did your parents ever use Popeye as an example to make you?
Yeah.
All the time. Yes.
Popeye has spinach. You know what the best thing about Popeye is? He has the biggest forearms.
Yeah.
And his,
Thinnest fucking arm.
He's the one guy who missed arm day.
no, I think it was George Carlin who was like, Popeye, that's not muscles. You have a disease. That's like something's wrong with you.
I
But
never
dude, that
understood.
chick in the movie, in the cartoon, dude, olive oil.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How flexible was she? Fucking, she
how
was a yoga
anorexic
mattress.
was
And
Also,
how
guys,
not
she was
good looking was she?
First of all, guys, her name is Olive Oil.
Yeah.
Can we just
Oil.
stop for a moment and appreciate her name was Olive Oil?
The number of health references in that one show.
Olive oil, spinach.
Spinach.
Only Pluto was not
Yeah.
a health
Pluto.
reference. If you don't do this, you'll be like Pluto.
No, and there was a guy who always wanted a hamburger. The friend.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
And
something
he
for
was
the-
the
He was
loser.
fat. He was the fat
called
loser.
Wimpy.
Yeah.
Wimpy.
Oh my god.
That's where the burger joint
Wimpy
came from.
burger
Wimpy.
because it's unhealthy.
all the dots are being connected right now.
Yeah.
But also one good action, like favorite action comic.
For me, action cartoon was Centurions. Do you remember
Centurions. I was
Centurions?
coming to Power Extreme.
And then from the International Space Station, they would
Yeah.
beam their machines down.
Yeah.
And in that, there was, so you had the wind guy, right? Who would get like planes
Blue,
and
the blue suit. Ah.
There was the Jake Rockwell, who was the land guy.
The land guy.
You
Yellow.
had the thing.
Yellow.
And then you had the third uncle.
Marine, the
Who was
C1.
the marine
C1.
guy. He was the most useless because see, he can only fight if there's water around.
So
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Water he's fucked.
Aquaman basically.
So if they're inside, like on land, they क्या करो अच्छा चल drainage से जाता हूँ.
He's just
So he would
piling
show
on.
from the drainage.
Yeah, they used to find ways.
Then he'll pile on the road guy like चल ऊपर pull करते हैं इसको ऊपर. And then he'll sit on top of him and go. That's damn funny.
I was very fascinated by He-Man as a child.
He-Man.
Because because first of all I always wondered what the hell He-Man meant. It was very confusing.
He's a man.
And then
He-Man.
and then so I had all the toys, right? I had all the toys. I even had the Castle Grayskull. So anyone who's in their 30s again will know this was like a catch.
It was a big thing.
It was
Yeah,
a very
for
big
sure.
deal. When I got that thing, I was like, okay, I have reached like level 100. Now nothing can, like, I was like so, like, I was amazed. And it was the whole world. And then again, I came back 20 years later and watched it again. I was like, wow, He-Man is gay. Like, you know,
Yes, he is.
he's so gay.
Is it really supposed to be?
Yeah, he's gay, dude.
Oh, I had no idea.
Like, there's a song, there's a viral video where he's
It's
singing.
almost like, who's he with? A man.
He-Man.
Also, G.I. Joe, the funny thing about G.I. Joe was I saw it when I was 5 or 6, okay? And it was so influential that at 5 and 6,
Yeah.
I wanted to save America.
Jazbati.
ये border हो गया तेरे लिए.
Listen, quickly going back to He-Man with intelligent names. there was a character in He-Man whose name was Evelyn.
Evelyn, yes. Skeletor was a bit on the nose, even though he didn't
And also,
have
by the way,
a
how
nose.
does Skeletor speak? He's all skeleton. He has no muscles. How does he
There's no
speak?
tongue.
But a very cool looking villain. Like when I saw the Skeletor
Deadly.
action figure,
Ah,
it
yeah.
was like
Very cool.
Okay, you
Yeah.
know what? Sadashiv Amrapurkar and Skeletor, same guy. Boy.
Did you guys? Okay. Okay. One thing that follows from this is, so did you guys miss the fact that like right now kids have families, right? Like you can just, if you like a show, you just go and buy the action figures. Like it was so hard for us to find
there's
those
Yes.
things,
there's
man.
But
Joy.
that being said, if your uncle worked was a marine engineer or worked in ships,
Huh.
you would get everything that you
Everything you
didn't get
wanted.
here from there.
Yeah.
But every time we went on ship, I got everything from a Lego to GI Joe. I had the Transformers
lucky.
action figure.
Damn.
Dude, my dad.
Hey, yaar.
My dad was
Oh,
on ship,
yeah.
dude. My dad was on ship. My entire childhood, my dad was on ship.
Best thing, right?
So
They
I
would go
got-
to all these
I got
countries.
all of it. Yeah, I got all of it.
देश में
I
Reebok
got
बनता
2
है.
GI Joe. उसका एक हाथ टूट गया तो उसके 2 साल उसका आदमी खेला like फिर एक पैर टूट गया ये वॉर में इंजर हो गया अभी एक पैर पे चल रहा है.
But you know, there
like-
was this game called Electric. It was basic.
Yeah.
It was a game called Electric where you could do like
Mechanics.
small mechanical
Oh, yeah.
things. So you know, you had the devil ship in GI Joe, the orange one devil
Yeah.
ship, and I took that electric car motor and a fan and
Oh,
I put
no.
it in the tub. It went from here till here.
See, this is why you should see
And
the
I was
extra
just
slab.
like, wow, bro, मैं तो scientist है बड़ा होकर. ये मैं यही कर रहा. I showed my mom like 8 times. हाँ अरे अच्छा तू भी engineer बने. Comedian.
Any other I think
One of
cartoons you missed?
My favorite cartoon also was Tintin. I don't
Oh,
know if
very
you
good.
like
Yeah,
Tintin is
It
very
was
good.
smart.
Man,
Yeah, Tinder was
Yeah.
good.
But any cartoons you didn't like you know, for example, we would watch cartoons all day long, right?
Yeah.
But there would
हाँ.
still be that one or two cartoons
You
like, अरे
just
यार ये
skip,
पका
हाँ.
रहा है यार, मैं change कर देगा channel.
Anything that was Hindi. That
For,
was- that
no,
was
much
upset
before
me.
Hindi.
One
For
was
me, it was.
Jetsons.
I love Jetsons.
I didn't get into Jetsons.
I
at
didn't
all.
like Top Cat.
I think
Yeah, I
Cat
didn't
also
like
never
Top
saw
Cat.
Top
But
Cat.
Top Cat was
That's
a
an
little
interesting
smarter cartoon, I think. Top Cat
Yeah.
was slightly more grown up.
I love Top Cat. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
Slightly
wait, wait.
more grown ups would like that more.
I want
Yeah.
to bring up something that Sapan said. So you're either a Jetsons fan or a Flintstones fan.
No man, you can
Like,
be
dude,
both.
Flintstones,
You
dude.
can be
Come
both.
on.
It's either.
He's sitting
Flintstones
inside
is-
the car but using his legs to drive the car. What's
And
the-
these guys in the 90s
That's
had
cool.
a robot brushing your teeth for you.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah.
It's a Jetson.
It depends on what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
His boy.
You go to
Hello.
a hotel room, the hotel room comes down for you and they send you back.
doctor.
Mowgli, nobody watched Mowgli like properly, like
Not
Tarzan
religiously.
But you know, I honestly
No,
like
जंगल जंगल बात चली है पता चला है.
वो देखा, but that was way childhood.
Yeah. We haven't discussed this. Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of
That
course.
was there.
First of all, before we get to Looney Tunes, this was why is this a master class? There's a channel called Every Frame a Painting, and
Yes.
he's done a bit on Looney Tunes. Please watch that. It is
Yes, very
such a
good.
great video
Very
explaining
well done.
why Looney Tunes, Roadrunner, all of them were so great.
Roadrunner.
You know, we our lives are punchlines and set up the punchlines. That's what we do as comedians. But these guys, I mean, they did it without saying anything.
They built a world.
They built a world and they would deliver a punchline off screen.
Yeah.
They would have a character run off screen and you'd hear a sound. And you already know what's happened.
Yeah.
So it's amazing what they did, how they
Yeah.
saved on animation time by just
Yeah.
sounds and
No, but there was, you know, like all these cartoons, they would do the same thing 50,000 times in different cartoons where the cartoon guy runs off the cliff and he runs and then he realizes that and itna samajhne ke baad even he doesn't fall. He runs back.
It works.
That's a
So
great.
this is a part of my new stand-up bit. I'm doing a stand-up bit about how I got a fracture in Dubai, and I say this. I was on a sand dune. I flew off, then looked down, and I say this. I had this moment which I like to call as a 90s kid a roadrunner moment, an applause break, because everybody gets it. Like fuck, we get this.
Because you go out then you like,
You look for
fuck,
2
I'm not
seconds.
there, you realize and then you
And
run
then,
back.
and then or you fall like
fall down.
so one of the rules of this world that they created, Looney Tunes world, was that you don't fall down till you look down.
That's a great. It's a great metaphor for confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well.
That's quite.
We haven't even touched on superhero cartoons and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was there.
That
Fox Kids mein
it
I
is,
used to see.
it is so funny and so good, and now he's become a meme. A lot of like Spider-Man memes everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sitting and masturbating.
That post gave me cancer.
But Spider-Man's theme is
Yeah.
like the most memorable theme from my
Nee,
childhood.
nee,
Spider-Man,
nee.
Spider-Man, a friendly neighborhood
Yeah.
Spider-Man. You know that really resonated with me when I was
And
a
now
kid.
it changed because of Simpsons. Because now I only say Spider.
Spider
Pig.
Spider Pig
does whatever a Spider Pig does.
Everything from a web.
No, he can't.
He's a pig.
Look out.
Here comes the Spider Pig.
It was funny because it didn't stop. Okay, one other thing, you know, the I find it damn amazing that we love the cartoons we love, okay, but when kids who are younger than us like some other cartoon. We're like, hey, fuck
Like,
off.
fuck off. Yeah, Chota Bheem. Ben 10.
But I don't get Chota Bheem. I don't get Ben 10.
No,
and
no.
I sure as hell don't get Shin-chan. Because here's the thing. I read a case study. Shin-chan is actually a Japanese adult cartoon. Which they adapted on Pogo or whatever the fuck they adapted on. And they made it into a Hindi Shin-chan, whatever cute. But even that, basically what Shin-chan would yell at his mom throughout this show. And he would call her Bacche Churane Wali Pagal Budiya. Okay, hey, tu bacche churane wale pagal budiya, and run away. Came to a point where all the kids started calling their mom bacche churane wali pagal budiya, their teacher. So they actually filed a legit complaint against whatever broadcasting ministry or whatever that please fucking change this.
Churane wali pagal budi. That's a great name.
Like whoever this guy is who's adapting it into Hindi, he really didn't like his mom. He's like, I'm going to use this cartoon to get back at my mother.
You know, it's funny that it's a really interesting point. Cartoons have influenced children. So Donald Duck is banned in a few countries.
Donald Duck.
Yeah, because he inspired children to not wear pants.
And sadly, Donald Trump is not.
Also, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was banned in a few countries because kids were going into the sewers.
Jesus.
One of the most memorable sights I remember visuals from cartoons in the 90s was Uncle Scrooge swimming in that
Oh,
pool
yeah.
of coins. Just like
DuckTales and
paisa hai
always
tere paas?
wanted to do that.
DuckTales and
Once
Tailspin.
in life.
Okay, so I think we've covered almost enough. Before we go, like one line from a cartoon character that you remember.
Oh yeah, easy.
man.
Okay, I can start. Okay, so the operator goes, press the any key to continue. Any key? Where's the any key? Operator, what's the number for 911?
Okay, you know what? If not lines, let's sing. Okay, your favorite cartoon theme. Let's do that and end with that.
I am what I am, and you know the Popeye one. What is that? I tried to sing
Good. Clearly, you don't remember it. I am what I am, Popeye. Other.
I don't know.
The Tom and Jerry theme. Hands down.
You have to sing it.
What is it?
Bol raha hai. And then it would go like
Actually, if you want to end this episode, we should just end it on. That's all, folks.
best. For me, it was a SWAT Kats tune. It was the best.
Like
it was
electric
so good.
guitar with cats.
With
Yes.
cats who fly a jet.
This is
Wow.
too hipster, bro.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember.
Baller.
This is way too
I don't remember
hipster.
the SWAT Kats theme.
Okay, so those were our favorite cartoons growing up. Please leave in the comment section below what your favorite cartoons were. Anything that we've missed out on.
If you're below 25, don't.
Yeah.
Just don't watch
if you're
this.
below 25, everything that we've spoken about right now, go YouTube it and watch it. And then
हमारे
you realize-
ज़माने में बेटा ये हुआ
हमारे ज़माने के cartoons देखिए.
Wait, why are you laughing?
तू भी देख.
I agree with all of these cartoons.
Pokemon.
Okay, that's it from us.
मैं Ben 10
Sapan,
नहीं देखता हूँ.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Hope to have you here again.
Thank you.
This was good
come
fun.
back. Come back.
Yes.
Again. Yes, you'll do it.
Thank you guys for
Too
watching.
much to cover. 90s
Yeah, exactly.
cartoons.
So we'll probably do a part 2 also.
Yeah.
Of this.
Yes.
Every episode we'll do part 2.
Part-
Yeah.
Alright, thank you guys. See you.
Bye.